If you're going to talk about it, be about it. Welcome to People's Power Assembly, where they get it done. Stay tuned. If you're going to talk about it, be about it. Welcome to People's Power Assembly, where they get it done. Stay tuned.
Power Hour, sponsored by the People's Power Assembly and the Prisoners Solidarity Committee. You can follow us on Facebook, People's Power Assembly, or sign up on our webpage, peoplespowerassembly.org. It is important to talk, but it's more important to act. We're going to get right to this conversation tonight. Andrew, I want you to start by talking about, I'm calling this the decision on Saturday. I'm calling this a landmark decision, a landmark temporary decision. Tell everybody, what happened, what's going on, what's to come. I do want callers to call in and talk to us about your particular situation. The number is 443-297-4753. Please get on the phone and tell us about your particular situation. We invited a lot of folks to come on and talk about what's going on, how this unemployment crisis is affecting, their particular families. I guess they were a little bit afraid to come on. A lot of people did say, well, come on, but I won't show my face. So is that Mr. Gibson? Okay. All right. So we'll see. His mic is probably muted. Andrew, go ahead and talk about what happened on Saturday.
Sure. Thank you. So my name's Andrew. I'm a volunteer staff on the Unemployment Workers Union. And you're right, Ms. Joyce. It is a huge victory. It is a people's victory. And we try to remind people that, it's not just the actions of our attorneys. It's not just because of the actions of the volunteer staff. It's the people that made this happen. So basically what happened was the temporary restraining order was granted. And what that means is Hogan is temporarily stopped from cutting off the federal benefits. So that's a huge deal. So what happened after this was Hogan tried to appeal it. The judge denied the appeal. So the next step is we have to probably within the week before the temporary restraining order expires, and that happens also within the week, we should have another hearing to talk about the merits of our argument and permanently stopping the governor from denying these additional federal benefits.
Right.
And that's
so talk about that 10-day time frame, Andrew. Tell me about that, because what do we have to have filed within 10 days?
So there's nothing additional that we need to do, but we do need to win our hearing, essentially, on why the governor should not stop the benefits from being given. What is important, if people haven't gotten to read the judge's decision and his rationale, something that was huge in changing that decision was people's stories.
Absolutely.
How it's affected them. The judge said very explicitly, and this is in his words, he says, was as somebody privileged enough to have secure employment and no need for the federal benefits, it was easy for me to forget how important a stable income is, paraphrasing a little bit.
Yes.
But that's why we need to continue the fight. We're not going to rest on our laurels. And people need to keep telling their stories. And that's why I'm glad to be on today's show, where people have the opportunity to do that.
Absolutely. That's right. Call in 443-297-4753. Is that Valencia? Yeah. Okay. Unmute your mic. Yes. Unmute your mic. I am so okay. Come back.
Here we
Let's see.
are. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
okay. So why can't I see your face? Yep, I want to see that beautiful face. Okay. So say you I know you want to get your story out there, say your full name
Mhm.
and tell us what's going on with you.
So my name is Valencia Williams. I'm 45-year-old mother of a 3-year-old. And during the height of the pandemic, I have been working for Johns Hopkins Hospital for quite some time.
Mhm.
And it came, I had pretty essential, but my work could be done from home.
Okay.
And I approached my employer, like most of America, we were working from home. And I said, can I work from home? Because I have no daycare for my son.
Right. Daycares were closed.
Right, exactly. So, very committed, dedicated employee, in by 7, out by 10 type of employee.
Right.
And she, for whatever reason, was like, no, can't
Wow.
work from home. And it was devastating to say the least because I'm starting to cry. I'm sorry.
It's
Um, I'm
okay. We understand.
the breadwinner, but I also carried the health insurance for my family.
Wow. Wow.
So I have never been on welfare, never asked for anything. I've been working since I was 17 years old. And all of a sudden, I found myself without any possibilities and was wondering, how am I going to make this happen? Thank God
Right.
my husband is an essential employee. So he was able to bring some income in.
Mhm.
But I had to draw unemployment and I started drawing unemployment. Now I'm on Medicaid for me and my son.
Wow.
Yes. And here I am, and I'm trying to tell you, Miss Butler, every month there was a up and down whether I'm gonna get benefits, not gonna get benefits. Email everybody in the delegates, legislation, judicial system that I could think of or that I got a recommendation from.
Right.
Um, for weeks, it went unheard. I got up every day like it was my full time job. Started calling unemployment at 6 o'clock in the morning. Didn't stop sometimes till they closed in the afternoon.
Wow.
I mean, I had to install a app on my phone that would automatically dial
Okay.
every time I hang up. These are all uh tips that I got from Facebook from the great people, the family that I now have that
Yes.
would give you different scenarios of how to get in touch with someone and that sort of thing. So that was relentless pursuit. I finally got my benefits, and
Yes.
with Congress and okay, we're going to cut it off, it's about to extend. So every month there was a roller coaster of, am I going to have enough money to, help my husband out or help
Right.
my family a little bit? And this is just, I I feel like my job failed me, and now the government is failing me.
The
And
governor, the government, the state, absolutely. You know,
yes,
so tell me what's going on now. So you live in Baltimore City or County, Valencia?
I'm in PG County.
You're in PG County?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
So I haven't heard about any programs for rent support in PG County, but I'm certainly looking. I was absolutely looking around to
yes.
try to find a program for you. And I do want to commend you. I want to thank you for being brave enough to come on. You're going to make me cry. But what I do want you to know is continue, and I'm going to have Mr. Andre talk to you too. Continue to call the delegates. If you call everybody, make those same phone calls. Make those same phone calls, call on a daily basis. I want you that's why I wanted you to come on tonight. You have a 3-year old, and we need to speak directly to Governor Hogan. Now, I am of the opinion that Governor Hogan is a bully. That's just my personal opinion. Somebody else may not feel like that and they may get upset. But that is just my personal opinion. I $300. Now, okay, so Andrew or Mr. Andre answered the question like the $300 stops in September anyway.
Yes.
it stops in September. So are you currently getting your benefits?
I am currently getting kids. Thank God for you all. But again, in September, I will be, and I understand it's not a permanent thing. It can't last for 5 years, 10 years, but I still have a real hardship where I can't afford right now to even get back into the work field because I have no one to watch my son.
Right. So
So
daycare is an issue.
yeah, so I was like, why wouldn't they put like some sort of stipend or a program to pay for daycare, at least partially,
Right.
for 3 or 4 months to get you back into the workforce, get you back integrated into the workforce? Because
Right.
the money that I'm getting right now, this $700
It's
is
not
paying Pepco, it's paying phone, it's paying putting food on the table. So it's not really anything that I can put aside and say, oh, I'm gonna save that for daycare when I go back to work.
right.
So
Right. So Andrew, you were trying to say something, and then we're going to hear from Mr. Andre. Go ahead, Andrew.
Oh no, I was going to pass it to Mr. Andre.
Okay. All right. He
Great.
is. Go ahead, Mr. Andre. Talk to Valencia. We have to encourage each other. Just tell her what you're thinking. And I think that may be William who just chimed in. Is that William? His mic is muted. But go ahead, Mr. Andre. Talk about, you know,
So I think we need to mute the mics to people that's not speaking because you can hear echo. So everybody that's not speaking, mute your mic.
Everyone. This story is just like so many of the other stories that we've been listening to as we've been phone banking and calling people with the Maryland Unemployed Workers Union. The stories of hardships, not knowing, not having the resources to get out of the hardship. So many of the people that we've listened to are concerned about their rent, about paying their mortgage. There are both in and I know in Baltimore City and the state of Maryland, they have. I've seen the advertisements on television for eviction prevention program, and there's one number to call for the state, one to call for the city. But this is truly, really not useful to cut off these benefits because these hardships are going to remain there. Our sister Valencia talked about, the money that she does get right now doesn't leave any room to be able to pay for daycare when you go back to work. Uh, People really need these benefits. We've heard stories of people that are getting behind on their mortgage, that have had their car repossessed because they were cut off from the unemployment benefits. It's truly a travesty, and it's a shame the state of Maryland has not done better. They've used a contractor to issue the benefits that just messed everything up, stopped the benefits, and I have heard that now they're looking for a new contractor, but the rules that they're using, it's quite ridiculous. Many people have. I don't know if Miss Valencia had this problem. Had to send in verifications, and then unemployment would contact them again and say, "Oh, that's not the correct one. That's not correct." Sometimes 2 or 3 times they say, "You also need to send this or you need to send that." I talked to one woman a couple of weeks ago, sending information in for her son, faxing it, his social security card. And because her finger was on the end, very tip of the card holding it down, and the picture she sent and faxed to them, everything was clear on the card, but her finger was in the way, and they wouldn't accept that. She had to
it,
send another one. That was after weeks and weeks of trying to get through to someone. So
right,
that's
right.
the stories we're hearing. Once you get through, which is a miracle in and of itself, if you get through. If I could say, then they put you through so many hoops, and there are people still waiting to get benefits, that have families to take care of. And I think the governor's forgetting about that part. And the young man went to say something. I'll just say about the lawsuit. There is, in the state of Indiana, they also took it to court, and I think I think the day before our decision here in Maryland to grant temp, the day before our hearing,
Mm-hmm.
Indiana was taken to the state of Indiana was taken to court, and they had the same result, that the judge there put a stop to them being able to cut off the benefits. So I would gather that similar results, if there are more um, class action lawsuits around the country, will have the same results, and hopefully those
Right.
combined together
I
will
think
will show up will show the larger powers and the bigger judges that, wait a minute, this is absolutely truly wrong, because it's really criminal.
it is. It is. And I keep saying, members of the panel, this is not a red issue or blue issue. This unemployment and these benefits, these are human rights issues. And it should be approached from that end. The governor and everybody involved needs to be moving in a certain direction. William, I know that you want to get in on this conversation. Go ahead. Tell us about your particular situation. You have to unmute your mic.
So I
Okay.
have
Hello,
a
can
question
anybody hear
to
me?
say until he log in. Oh, he's on. So
Yeah.
my guess is this. So is he's cutting off the unemployment? I mean, how can he cut off the unemployment if he know that people hasn't received their unemployment, that the working people has been working has not received their benefits? It's and I'm guessing the problem is that he was giving out monies to people that wasn't working, and you're making the working people kind of suffer. And so how is it right for you to cut off unemployment or give the working people some kind of hassle to get their benefits, something that they work for?
Yeah.
These
But
people work for this money. Give them their money.
right. The issue is he was giving it back and saying
Okay.
that people need to go and take these jobs at Ocean City in hospitality. He was giving back the CARES Act money. Am I correct, Mr. Andre?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And so I had
I
two young
mean,
ladies.
I don't know if he was giving anything back to the federal government, but he was claiming that people need to go to work. But if you look around, and we'll let the brother speak soon. If
Yeah.
you look around, businesses are not opening up. We have people
Right.
that work in hospitality industry. There are no banquets anywhere because
Right.
there have been restriction on only 50 people can
Right.
be in
But
a thing, in a room together. Banquets are not opening back up. None of these jobs, these restaurants in Baltimore, are not opening back up.
right.
And as Miss Valencia, she hasn't been called back to work yet.
Right.
When is her work going to open back up? The
Right.
governor's full of hooey.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Andre. We're going to hear from William, and then I want to ask Valencia a couple of questions. Go ahead, William.
Hi, I'm TC, by the way.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. I
No
apologize.
worries at all. No worries
Okay,
at all.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Go
thank you
ahead.
all for having this platform in this forum for us. I'm just sharing my portion. I'm actually in PG County. I'm a
Oh,
DC, a
okay.
native Washingtonian. So I do multiple things. I actually am trained, certified, and worked in essential work. A DJ, and I'm also a certified information technology specialist. So I've been affected on all fronts. And also, I was unfortunately in a car accident earlier this year. So I
Wow.
need physical therapy. Physical therapy costs, and also physical therapy costs to get there and to get back. It's not like every physical therapy place is right down the street, right? So it's a lot of factors that go into it. Trying to start a family, it affects your mental state, your spiritual being, your love life, your social life. It's affected everything. I've worked multiple jobs, like my Jamaican family say, tree jobs for multiple years.
Mm-hmm.
And I earned a lot of money. Earned, earned every penny of it. My body paid for it, trust me.
That's right.
And when I looked inside, mine started back in August. I'll fast forward to this year when my most recent contract ended in mid-April.
Okay.
No fault of mine as as an information specialist. So that contract ended. Nobody has hired me. You apply, but you can't make anybody hire you.
You can't.
I simplify my resume because they say you overqualified. I'm overqualified to make money to make a living, right? One of the stupidest things ever. People say, "Hey, go get a job." Okay, no worries. I'm not a lazy bum. I'm not living off the government. I earned my keep. So when I need my money, I need to get it. So
Ab-
I've gotten to run around. I've called over dozens of times. Sometimes the servers are not up. People, we make sure that that's considered. I do IT stuff. I do system admin. Hire me, like
right.
hire me to
Right.
help you do that. I have other IT peers. We can have a team to go and do it. They don't care. It's not that they don't know. It's not that they want to, act like it's something astronomical. They don't care because you'd have the first agents that you call in trying to do their best, right? Those who can. Hopefully
True.
they service in. But guess what? Because they're not a Department of Labor's office, they can't directly call and connect and email someone that's on the other end who actually has your case file.
True.
So I have no interviews, I have no callbacks, I have no emails, no letters, no nothing. So this has been going on off and on since last August. It's almost August of 2021. And this is just me and my little household. I consider others, who have multiple family things and worse bodily injuries and disabilities and things of that nature. So that's why for me and myself, I'm stepping up. I'm a character coach. I mentor the youth. I do a lot of different things that's very selfless and not about me. I'm blessed to be able to do these things and know these things and help. So I said, when I saw this on Facebook, I said, let me connect and see who I can build with so we can do things. I've done things nonprofit with Moms Demand Action, Every Town, and many NAACP, many others. So I have a lot of ways that we can try to maneuver and other people we can try to connect with, but it's still hard
It is.
because you still have to make money to be able to spend out, to be able to travel. I live in PG County. Baltimore's not around the corner. I know what it costs to get on the MARC train, how to get around, and how long it
Yeah.
takes. I don't
Yeah.
mind doing the things that I need to do to help myself and my community and our people, but it costs.
It
It's
does.
taxing more than just your finances. It's taxing on your psyche. It's taxing on your spirit.
Wow.
It's so
Absolutely.
when people see that and say, "Hey, just go get a job." Well, go hire me. Talk to your HR specialist. Let
Right.
me know. Let them know I have a resume. What type of
Do a
job you have?
referral.
And who is referral and who's going to train me if it's something that's different. Don't
That,
just post random jobs and say, "Hey guys, this is it. Go get it." You guys are lazy. You're not trying to get it. No, we don't need to hear that. We know better than that.
and
So
that is
and
not the
that's where I'm at with things. And this is a fight that I'm willing to fight regardless if I'm working or not, because
right.
this is necessary. I earned over $10,000 in benefits, and
Right.
and when I go on my account, nothing's there. So
And so
somebody squandered or stolen over $10,000 of my money. If you go to a bank, your credit union, and you saved up money over your hard-earned working years or whatever you got, and that's your money, you go to that bank, somebody's going to have an issue.
right.
Somebody's going to have to be talked to. But no, they sit in that pie in the sky away from us, governors mansions, these buildings, these places, and remotely working and act like we don't matter. But no, we
Right.
matter. Thank
Absolutely. Governor Hogan, yeah, I'm going to let you jump in there, Andrew. But Governor Hogan, for Baltimore City, he needs to open 1100 North Utah. Absolutely, unequivocally, open the building, get the people back to work, and then maybe, we can get people their benefits, and then we can, so Valencia, are they making you, so you have to look for 2 jobs a week in order to keep these benefits?
So that was the stipulation they put in place for Sunday. So I went into MWE and tried to do as I was instructed to do. System wasn't even working.
Or
System wasn't
wow.
even working.
It
And
seems
and I promise you, they're gonna say, "Oh, it's something you didn't do."
right.
And then I'll be denied again.
Right.
I'm
So,
sure.
yeah. You know what? A lot of people are at their wits' end now. I've gotten so many emails, and people are telling me my account is blocked. I went from having $19,000 to not being able to access any benefits. So, Andrew, jump in there and what are we gonna do?
Yeah, I've been hearing from a lot of people. I have some control over the Facebook page for the Unemployed Workers Union,
Okay.
and a lot of people are saying the same thing. Is okay. One, they wanted us to file a recertification. Not, I'm sorry, not a recertification, a new claim. They wanted to refile a new claim, and then now when I go to try to send in my weekly certification, like I'm supposed to do, I can't do it. There's not even an option. So we're hoping it's just a temporary glitch. But the problem is they're not going to take that into consideration when they're determining eligibility. They're going to say, "Oh, you didn't follow your weekly cert,
Right.
so we can't. You know, we're going to deny your eligibility." And so, what can we do about that? So, one of the next parts as the lawsuit progresses is going to be about getting people money that they were owed, right? The first part of this lawsuit was about the federal benefits. The second
Yes.
part is fixing the problems in the Department of Labor, getting people money that they're owed. But it's going to take more than the lawsuit. I want to mention the action tomorrow at 2 p.m., 500 North Calvert Street. That's Tiffany
Right.
Robinson's office. She is the Department of Labor secretary.
Right.
We're going to be delivering close to 2,000 grievances that we printed out. Um,
Yes.
and, she needs to, what I hope is that she'll read all of them. She's not going to, but it's just, I mean, I printed it out earlier today. It's a stack this big,
I can imagine I
and
was
that's not even all of them.
yeah, yeah,
It's not even all
absolutely.
of them. But
Yeah.
here's what I also want to mention that I think would be um, important in how we're thinking about this. This crisis is actually just a symptom of something bigger, right? Um,
I
the reason that the system, that the system of unemployment, of paying out the benefits, the Department of Labor itself, it's because that there's been a decades-long attack on workers, workers in the public sector, workers in the private sector. This The reason Beacon is such a mess is because it was designed to automate the roles of the people that work for the Department of Labor, trying to remove workers from the equation so they don't have to pay as many workers,
true.
right? And what this does is um, it drives down wages for everybody. So the reason he wanted to cut the federal benefits is his claim that the federal benefits were making it hard for employers to hire. And remember that, because that's important, is because his number one priority is the employers, not the workers, not the people that make the money for the employers, not the people that run the state. It's the employers. You saw this when, okay, yeah, he made this initial shutdown. He did the lockdowns, encourage people to stay home. Although, I remember Miss Valencia saying it would have been good for there to be programs for people to do childcare, to assist and get people back on their feet. But of course, he made a whole show of appearing to resist then President Donald Trump.
Right.
But then, as soon as he felt some pressure from his big business buddies, his small business buddies, His buddies in real estate. You got to remember, he comes from real estate.
Yes, man. Yeah.
So as soon as he started feeling pressure from them, he said, "Okay, everybody get back to work." Um, and this is the result of that. And I think it speaks to Joyce's point that he's a bully, right? And I would say not just a bully. I'd say his position, the governor of Maryland, being a bully is written in the DNA of that position. It is about protecting the interests. Hogan himself, he's got his own ideology, he's got his own ideas. He's representing, he's sort of the administrator and secretary and representative of an entire class of people that profit off of paying workers less.
Absolutely.
And so that's what this whole thing is about, is it driving down the wages of every worker in Maryland.
Right.
The employers, the class of employers, bosses, they think Marylanders are making too much money, which we know is
That's right.
crap.
That is not true.
Right.
So
And that's the point I think is important to keep in mind.
I understand.
Think about the cost of living.
Absolutely.
If I can just chime in just that one thing, the cost of living balance in DC, Maryland, Virginia alone, $80,000 is the minimum that you can live comfortably in each of the states in the district. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Right. Okay. So I do want Ms. Van to talk about a town hall that Dr. Charlene Jenkins, she is the CEO of What Up Baltimore Online Radio. This is her platform, Lady J Media Butterfly Entertainment. I want Ms. Van quickly talk about that town hall, because if at all possible, you need to attend the town hall. We have to speak out. We cannot, and I say it all the time, we cannot be lulled to sleep by Governor Hogan or any of these other politicians. We have to stay woke and just do what we have to do. It's a daily effort, and I
It's
applaud
so
you.
true.
Yep, I applaud you. Go ahead, Ms. Van. Talk about that. We're going to hear from Mr. Andre. We have about 13 minutes. Go ahead, Ms. Van.
So Lady J herself is putting a gathering together at 3901 Main Avenue, the Liberty Elementary Center at the town hall. And so what she's doing is the tables are set up for $35 for you to rent the tables, and you could either have something to talk about, to put out there for people to know, to hear about, to sell. She's trying to get everybody to come out because so much is going on that she wants everybody to have their place and to be heard and sell your merchandise, give information. It's not so much to sell, but if you want to sell things or bring things there to put on the table, that's fine. But she wants the information to be put out there for anybody that needs the information. Right. So all is welcome.
Oh, Ms. Van.
If I could just jump in real quick.
There you go, Doc.
You know how we are when we say money. So I want to say something really quick. The $35 is for vendors. If you want to come there and be a vendor and you want to sell your stuff, we want to help to keep the money in our community.
Absolutely.
So we want to start having vendors at these town hall meetings. And so that way we can get to know you. We can also support you. And that's what that's for. The town hall is free. All we want you to do is bring your hip to the town hall and come and join us. And what you guys are talking about tonight is exactly what some of the things we'll be discussing tomorrow. So that's what that town hall is about. And we're also going to be going to East Baltimore next month. So we'll be going to different parts of the city every month to do these town hall meetings and come together to really try to get some solutions on what's going on. Thanks, Van, for announcing it for me.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Jenkins. I want to, Mr. Andre. So tell me, we all know the consensus of the people of Baltimore. Number one, we do have demands for the governor. So we won on Saturday. So that, to me, that was paramount. I mean, I'm telling you, we gathered together at the Solidarity Center, remember? And
Yeah.
I was just elated on Saturday. I'm getting filled up now and I'm getting ready to cry. That was such a major, major effort. And it worked. We won. So, Mr. Andre, okay, so both of you gentlemen talk about what we need to be doing. I am going to look for some resources for Valencia. I do have resources for people in Baltimore City who are facing eviction. Do not, please do not. If you're listening and you're facing eviction, you need to go to BeMoreChildren.com, apply for rental assistance. People are getting evicted. They're losing their homes. They are actually landlords out here who are ignoring the moratorium. And well, I heard that the moratorium is going to be extended until August 15th, but these landlords are not paying attention to that, and they're
Right.
doing what they want to do. So BeMoreChildren.com. Mr. Andre, go ahead. Give us, give us your final comments. Tell me, what your thoughts are, what we can do to continue to help people.
Well, this has been a tremendous movement that, as it developed when it first started at the People's Power Assembly, we held clinics for those that were having problems with unemployment and filled, we took the grievance form off of the website and printed it out for people that want to file a grievance. And that's what we're going to be delivering tomorrow at the Secretary of Labor, Tiffany Robinson's
Yeah,
office at 2 p.m. at 500 North Calvert Street. That's right there at the corner of Calvert and Center in that block there. So we intend to deliver these petitions to them so they can see in a visual way, not just statistics, oh, unemployment is this and that, and uh, they can see in a visual way how many people are affected by the unemployment benefits, one, being stopped, and two, the tremendous amount of people that are having problems with unemployment. I talked last week with a young man that finally got it straightened out after going back and forth with what to send in and sending in more stuff and more stuff and more stuff. Finally got it straightened out. They sent him a notice that his unemployment benefits were released to him, put on his card. Then the next thing you know, the cards are frozen. There's something with Bank of America, and they're freezing the cards. Um, and I'm not sure, but I heard the state may be trying to switch over to another vendor besides Bank of America. But
right.
meanwhile, these people have money with
In the bank.
bills and mortgage and rent to pay and gas and electric bill and food to buy to put on their table. And their money is frozen. Those I gonna guess, don't quote me on this, that some of those people that we've heard from, they were self-employed, and they're really being put through the ringer to
Absolutely.
prove to show what they were doing and where they stopped working. And I'm so glad that Andrew brought up that this is really is an attack on the people by the governor. It's a further attack on working people, and it reminds me of in 1990s when Bill Clinton ran for president. What did he run on? Ending welfare as we know it.
Absolutely.
And some people are saying, "Oh, good, they need to go to work." Well, I'm a welfare worker. The program has not ended in the state of Maryland. I told my friends, I said, they really can't end it. There'll be a tremendous social upheaval. In Maryland and other states, we had waiver after waiver because they knew there's nothing else out there. But what that change in the welfare program did was it floods the job market with workers, as Andrew said,
Yes.
forcing them to take these low paying jobs. And that's
Right.
part of what this thing is doing, as Andrew said, forcing people to go back to work. My
Abs-
question is, if you left a job that closed simply due to the pandemic, what is that job doing to get those same exact people back to where they were
that-
working? They
that's
had a job. The only reason they stopped is because everything was shut down because of the pandemic. They have an absolute right to go back to their jobs. The governor hasn't said a damn thing about. I said I wasn't gonna cuss. He hasn't said a damn thing about
Correct.
ordering those jobs to start putting things in place to
Absolutely.
bring those workers back. If he wants to cut the benefits on a certain day, those jobs have to be reopened and
And
ready to get those workers back to work and start paying those workers at the same wages.
a
None of
decent
you know,
way.
as it stands now, we don't know. It sounds like he's saying, "Oh, people can go out there. Lots of job openings. People can go out and fill them." And it's like, oh, you just go out and start your job search all over again when you've been working at this place for 15 years. That's
Absolutely.
that's a bunch of hogwash. So and I'm really, really, we really were astounded by the number of people that jumped in and started coming to the legal clinics
Yeah.
that we still hold on Thursdays from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock at the Harriet Tubman Solidarity Center at 2011 North Charles Street at the corner of
Yeah.
Charles and 20th to
Yeah.
continue to file grievances, because this isn't the end of it. This is a beginning. This is
Yeah.
a beginning, and it's the people's unity that will push the struggle forward. This judge,
Yes.
maybe I'm paranoid, but I'm thinking all judges know the governor, so they're going to rule in his favor.
I was
But
thinking,
he did grant a temporary restraining, but it's only temporary. We still
That's
have to go to court again, and
yeah.
with a real hearing.
A
Uh,
permanent a permanent injunction. Valencia, let me ask a question, and then I think Miss Van has a question. Then we're gonna end with Andrew giving his final comments. Valencia, so do you have an estimated date that you're gonna return to work?
I do not,
Wow.
because my job, Johns Hopkins, is a huge organization. You guys are very familiar with Johns Hopkins. So they are nowhere near shut down. They terminated me based off of time and attendance because I had to miss so many days because I had no daycare. So my job is still there waiting for me. Someone else has been putting my job. So I just was terminated. That was the end of it. So I agree. I should be reinstated. I was making almost $35 an hour.
Wow.
$35 an hour. It took me a long time to get there.
Yes.
So my job is there waiting for me. But according to my history with Johns Hopkins, I was terminated for time and attendance. So
Oh, that is not.
they wouldn't bring me back if you know.
Wow.
was that due to COVID
Yes,
specifically?
absolutely, absolutely. I had never had an issue with time and attendance prior to COVID because my daycare was shut down. My husband works 2 days during the week. My husband worked 2 days during the week. So I said, can I work from home those 2 days during the week and I'll come into work 3 days?
Right.
Makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Makes a lot of sense to me.
we need you here 5 days a week. But
No
you
compromise.
pandemic, right?
No.
Is it all right? Can I ask Miss Valencia where? I mean, living in Baltimore City, we think of Hopkins as either the hospital or the university. And since you live in PG County, I'm going to guess there was a Hopkins affiliated job down there in the DC suburb area.
Oh no, no. They have a lot of affiliations, but I wasn't close to the closer one to me. I traveled 30 miles one way every day to Montgomery County. They own Suburban Hospital.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
So Valencia, are you at the Hawkins on the main building down on Miami Street?
yes, on
Well, and so
Georgetown
go
Road,
ahead. Oh, yeah, Ricerstown Road.
Old Georgetown Road, right
Okay.
there.
Oh, you're okay. So
Now,
you're at that because John Hawkins have a union for you to fight with them, fight against them.
well, we didn't
And
have
I was going. Go ahead.
Right. She's in Montgomery County, like at an affiliate.
Okay.
Yeah. So we didn't have a union. I wish we had a union. They wouldn't allow the union to come in because they know they were doing unfair practices. I advocated for that for so long, but
Wow. Wow.
that's
Oh, okay. So we're running out of time. Andrew, final comments. Wow. We have to do this again. Go ahead.
Yes, we do.
very informative.
Yeah.
One, I just want to ask people to stay updated. It is, you know, everybody who's ever filled out a grievance gets on our email list, so we make sure something goes out. Whenever we hold events, there's going to be a lot. And I understand there's a lot of things that get in the way of people showing up to a mobilization. We totally understand, but if you can, come out to things that we call get somebody up. If you can't go, say, hey, could you go in support of me, right? Something like that.
Okay.
So follow us on the Unemployed Workers Union Facebook page. If you go to unemployedworkersunion.org, it'll take you right there. We're just going to keep this fight up. Before we close, I also wanted to slip in. It is Mr. Andre's birthday today, so tell him happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday! Mine's coming up, so we want to end with these. I thank everybody for coming on. We got to do this again. Our time has ran out. I thank everybody tonight for showing up. Most certainly, we will not fight until the end. I thank everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome.